What's happening, y'all? Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show, your go-to spot for sharp insights, bold opinions, and unfiltered takes on the biggest stories of the day, whether it's politics, sports, pop culture, or the latest buzz. Look, as always, we're diving deep and keeping it real. So do me a favor, kick back, stay informed, and get ready to join the conversation, my friends. I hope you are having a wonderful day, wonderful evening, whatever time you are tuning into this show. I hope that you are just having a great day. I don't want y'all having an awful day and and tuning into the program, ticked off. I want you guys to be, lively, happy, excited, right? Because you get to take 1 hour of your time to tune in to the Arrington Gavin Show, which I thank you as always, because you could be doing so many other things with your precious time. But the fact that you specifically say, okay, look, this time I'm gonna give it all to Arrington because I enjoy what he has to share with us, keeping us up to speed with some of the trending stories. Whether if it's in pop culture, keeping us informed in the political scene, keeping us informed on on anything. So I really appreciate you guys supporting this show. Um, as always, multiple ways you can tune into the show. We drop new episodes Monday through Fridays, 5 days a week. All right, 5 days a week at 7 p.m. on our YouTube channel, The Arrington Gavin Show, on the streaming platform of Rumble at The Arrington Gavin Show. 7 p.m. is when we drop new episodes, as well as wherever you listen to your podcast, whether that's Odyssey, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple. Excuse me. You can tune in to the show through there as well. And look, we're gonna have some. We got some exciting news coming forth with you. I'm not yet ready to share, but we have some exciting news to share for on behalf of this show. As you know, our goal is to continue to grow our audience, get in front of the masses, in front of more listeners and viewers out there. And so we want to continue to grow. And I'm so excited because we got some great stuff in store for you. It's hard to keep it. It's hard to keep it to myself. It's hard to not share with you all, but it's just got to woosah. It is some great stuff. So I'm so excited. I can't wait to share with you all. Also, ways you can tune into the program. Okay, I've been struggling to try and talk. I literally had a bite to eat before recording, before this, and it is like stuck in my it is stuck in my teeth, y'all. My bad. All right, I think I got it. Um, be sure to follow us on our social media platforms. Okay, we're available on Instagram, Blue Sky. What else? Twitter. Well, excuse me, X, formerly known as Twitter, as well as Substack. Okay, Substack is a new platform where we share a lot of we just give our take. You can do it in audio, verbiage. It's just another platform that we enjoy to be a part of. Because hey, we live in a very digital savvy world where everybody's literally checking out everything, right? So we make it easy for you all. The Arrington Gavin Show, we keep the name the same, and you can find us on Instagram, as I mentioned, Blue Sky, X, and Substack. So please do me a favor, follow us on there, and we truly appreciate that. All righty, my friends. I forgot to mention too. You can tune in. You can listen to us on the radio airwaves with our friends over in the Metro Atlanta area. WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk. Monday through Fridays at 11 p.m. You can tune to the Arrington Gavin Show. We're excited to be a part of that growing radio station out there, and we appreciate them for believing in us with this platform that we have to partner with them. And now you can tune into us if you happen to be in the Metro Atlanta area. You can listen to us while you're driving on your way to work, leaving work, because obviously I don't think a lot of you guys are on your way to work at 11 p.m. But but if you are out and about driving at night, and you want to listen to something great, then look, go ahead and turn that radio dial to WDJY 99.1 FM and tune into the Arrington Gavin Show at 11 p.m. Again, Monday through Fridays. Let's see here. What do we have in store for you today? Look, we're gonna talk some sports. We're gonna talk some uh politics. Do we have anything in the pop culture? We do, and we actually have a couple of stories that I put under the category of black excellence. Now, as you know, we're still in the we're celebrating Black History Month, but for me, I celebrate Black History 24/7. Bump having a month, I celebrate it all year round. So here we're going to be continuing to share Black excellence when it's stories of figures in the Black community doing positive things in their field, whether if it's sports, whether if it's philanthropy, whether if it's medicine, whether if it's anything. If you are doing a great thing, we are going to share about it. And specifically, if you happen to be if you're a part of the Black community, because I do believe in continuing to share that positive narrative, because we live in a world right now where they're really trying to quiet and to shut down Black excellence. In my opinion, you got them not allowing us to have equal opportunity, right? You have folks that are trying to get rid of Black History Month. All right. You have folks that always will say, why do you have to bring race into it? Stop trying to avoid what reality shows. Okay. When it's lack of respect for minority groups, that needs to be shared. But yet we have so many folks in high leadership positions that try to ignore it, or that pushes to ignore it, to act like it doesn't exist. And then, oh, they want to play the victim. Give me a freaking break. So here on this show, we're going to continue to share Black excellence and just excellence at its finest. All right. So I'm excited to be sharing that with you all. And what else do we got? We got a little bit of everything in store for you today here on the program. So again, thank you so much for tuning into the Arrington Gavin Show. Let's go ahead and hit it to a quick commercial break. But do not go anywhere, my friends. We have a lot in store for you all here on the Arrington Gavin Show. So do not change that dial. We'll be right back after these commercial breaks.
Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Order our scented beard oils and beard balms to help you maintain and grow the perfect beard. Order today. Try our men's care products like the full body exfoliating cleansing bars, body wash, smooth stash, and more. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Rugged Evolution Beard Care. We're your luxury but affordable men's care line. And remember,
rugged is the new smooth.
Welcome back to the show. Welcome back, my friends. I am your guy, Arrington Gavin. Thank you so much for tuning into the show and staying with us. Look, I want to acknowledge some of our proud supporters of the Arrington Gavin Show, like our friends over at Ingenious Gin. That's right, our good friends over at Ingenious Gin. Before we get this show on the road, looking for a spirit as bold and refined as you? Introducing Ingenious Gin, crafted with precision, infused with exotic botanicals, and balanced for the perfect sip every time. Whether you're savoring it neat, mixing the ultimate gin and tonic, or shaking up a classic cocktail, Ingenious Gin is your ticket to a moment of pure sophistication. Experience ingenuity in every drop. Find Ingenious Gin at your favorite store or online today. Ingenious Gin, the gin for thinkers. That's right, my friends. It is a Black-owned, veteran-owned spirit company available at your local spirit stores or ABC stores, depending on what city or state you are a resident in, or you can shop online at geniusgin.com. Please drink responsibly. You have to be 21 or over to purchase. So we want to thank them for being a proud supporter of the Arrington Gavin Show. Let's get it going my friends, with our first story of the day. We're going to actually skip over our fun fact. We're going to get right down in the nitty gritty with some of these stories, man, because it's a lot. It's a lot. So let me go ahead and start off in the sports realm. I don't know if you guys know this famous boxer by the name of Clarissa Shields. Okay. Clarissa Shields, currently the women's boxing champion. She is no joke. Let me tell you something. I've listened and watched some of her interviews. I've seen her in press conferences. I've seen her in the ring. She is one badass. Let me tell you something. But recently it was announced that she was suspended. And I'm like, wait a minute, suspended for what? And so it says here that she had been suspended by the Michigan Unarmed Combat Commission. According to reports from Sky Sports, Shields have been suspended and is under investigation after testing positive for marijuana. Her suspension comes less than a month after she made boxing history as the first woman to win an undisputed heavyweight championship and first boxer, male or female, to win undisputed titles in three different weight classes, y'all. You hear me? Three different weight classes. So we got to clap it up. We got to clap it up for her on that. Matter of fact, where's my, there we go. There we go. My applause button for that. Um, so she, like I said, she is one tough cookie. But she is unified. She unified the heavyweight crown by decision over a top ranked challenger, Danielle Perkins, in front of a sold out crowd at the Dort Financial Center recently in her hometown. Um, which it moves her record to 16-0, undefeated as a professional boxer, with the win as she added a championship belt as a fifth weight class to her trophy case, which also features 2 Olympic gold medals. Like I said, the girl is a tough cookie, but she has already said that I can't defend a lie. So she's already coming out saying, this is not me. I did not smoke. I don't know where they're getting this crap from. The Here's my thing when it comes to marijuana, right? So I'm not against legalizing medical marijuana. I'm not against them legalizing marijuana in general, right? Because statistics shows, as far as, okay, in comparison to the harm it causes to the good it causes, right? It's more good than harm with marijuana, right? Now, of course, when folks start lacing and all that other stuff, but look, you have doctors and physicians and so many stories that consist in how great marijuana has been used for folks. I mean, hell, Willie Nelson is almost 1,000 years old, and he's been smoking it forever. Okay, obviously Snoop Dogg is an advocate. I mean, whenever you bring up, you can't bring up the word Snoop and not, or the name Snoop and not think of marijuana. Um, multiple states in the United States has made it legal and has been very profitable for them. I believe Colorado is one of them that's made a huge profit of marijuana. California, Oregon, I believe. So many states that has made it. I mean, hell, even the capital, I'm pretty sure the DMV area or DC has made it legal. So there's some people that are cool with the medical, but they're still not cool with fully legalized. Now, here's my issue, right? You can abuse anything, right? Stuff that's legal, people can abuse it, right? Alcohol, prescription drugs, food, there's so cigarettes, tobacco. People can abuse those things. It's such thing as abuse. If you overindulge in something, yes, it will show effect. Now, coming back, bringing it back to this story, professional athletes and marijuana. What advantages does it show? Because of course, when you have most of the drug policies that consist in the world of sports is about, okay, how does it affect your performance? If one drug makes you stronger, if one drug gives you more endurance, if one drug makes you faster, quicker, this and that, that's cheating, right? Baseball, steroids. Um, let's see here. I mean, really, any sports, football, um, any sports, anything that really adds an advantage to you, yes, that is cheating. Now, marijuana. Now, look, I'm no angel. I partake in the Mary Jane. If I do the gummies, okay. But back in my day, I puffed here and there. Alrighty, I enjoyed a good old puff pass. Look, everybody has a different response and reaction to it. Me, mine was dope. I was always chillaxing. I feel like I laughed a lot harder than I normally laugh if I'm joking with friends. Um, but you mentally, for me, you don't second guess your decisions when you're enjoying some herb. You know what I mean? You don't overthink things, because for me, I second guess myself a lot. I second guess myself a lot. I Sometimes when if I'm enjoying a cigar, or if I'm enjoying a drink with friends, stuff that, especially depending on how many I had, sometimes you tend to not, oh, let me think before I say this or no, you just go ahead and do it. You just go ahead and do it. So in a sense, yes, marijuana does not make you stronger, but how does it keep you focused? Does it help you mentally? If that's the case, then I don't think marijuana should be allowed for athletes to consume during season. That's just my opinion. If it helps you focus more, to me, that is an advantage. That is an advantage. Agree to disagree, I don't care, but that's my take on that. Now, going back to this story, uh a quote that's, let me see who gave out this quote. Says here, the 29-year-old three-weight champion and has returned a positive oral fluid sample for the banned substance after her win over Perkins recently. As a banned substance, yada yada yada. Okay, so this is a perfect question. This kind of ties into it. So it says, why is marijuana banned by WADA, which is the World Anti-Doping Agency? It says here, marijuana and cannabinoids, excuse me, are banned for athletes in competition unless they have an approved therapeutic use exemption. Even though marijuana has been legal in Michigan since 2018, marijuana is prohibited in competition by the World Anti-Doping Agency, and this status applies to all athletes regardless of the state laws where they live. It's also banned by Michigan Unarmed Combat Regulatory Act. Uh, I mean, hey, there is no dispute in that. So if it's legal in Michigan, guess what? You are still employed under the the WADA, and you have to work in compliance with them. Now, I'm wondering, they basically said if you have a doctor's excuse, then you're allowed to use it. But come on now, keyword excuse, because not everybody got migraines. Not everybody got this and that and the other. It helped. No, 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 no. Like, come on now. I feel like a lot of folks do use excuse on reasons why they should use it. Let's see, the stats applies. So yeah, so hey, she tested positive. It'll be hard for her to dispute that. Um, let's see here. She says, I'm trying to see if they have any more follow-ups with Miss Shields. Um, rest of the show notice from yeah, so nothing really. I'm I'm assuming if what will be the consequences for her now that she's suspended, because she is the champion. So it might be depending on the length of her suspension can affect if she would have to vacate her title, because as a champion, you do have to defend your title, right? So if I'm suspended for a year or 2 years, then I'm screwed because I can't, it each fight that you have, I think you have at least what, 3 months of training. I think it's at a minimum of at least 3 months of training. Um Says here, okay, if an athlete tests positive for a banned substance or refuses to submit a test or complaint must be found, a complaint must be found. If the commission determines disciplinary actions, it will recommend a minimum of a 90-day suspension. Okay, so 3 months. Yeah, 3 months. 90-day suspension for first time violators, a 1 year suspension for second time violators, and a revoke of their license on the third offense. They must test negative again before the suspension can be lifted. Her win over Perkins could also be changed to a no decision given the test results. Now, to my knowledge, and I've already kind of read up on this, this is her first offense as far as being suspended. So I doubt it that she will have to revoke her license, or even receive a year suspension. But you heard it right there. First offense is a 90-day suspension. 90 days, she still can hold on to her title. Like I said, to my knowledge, each fight you have at least about 3 months to train. Letting the body heal, still staying active, all that good stuff. Of course, it's like months of promotions, and knowing, okay, where's the next main event going to be held, and this and that and the other. So I think this is interesting. We will continue to follow up with this case. But yeah, world boxing, women's boxing champ, um, Miss Shields, Clarissa Shields, suspended in Michigan, her hometown in Michigan, after testing positive for marijuana. So we will continue to check in with this, and it sucks because it's always affecting a champ, like a true champion. Like Clarissa Shields is a true champion. I don't know if you remember the story, Sha'Carri Richardson when Sha'Carri Richardson tested positive for marijuana, and this was during her Olympic trials, right? She could not compete in the Olympics, I believe, at that time. And but she kept it positive. Of course, we all were standing behind her because she was just that damn good. She was a tremendous runner. She was a person that, hey, everybody was trying to beat. So to them, it was like, oh, thank God. She ain't gonna come here. Okay, whoo, I got a chance. I got a chance. But in reality, a lot of folks were like, oh, it's not fair. It's not fair because she, said, hey, look, I've been taking it because it was helping me cope through my mother's death. We get it, but at the end of the day, you just can't do that, especially when you have so much going forth, and you just want to keep your body clean from any form of substance, any kind of substance, right? Don't even drink, when you have a chance of competing in the Olympics. Next sports story I want to bring up, man, and this really shocked me, and it was really sad when I heard about it. But for all you football fans out there, you definitely know the name Terrell Suggs. All right. Terrell Suggs is a former NFL linebacker. Most of his years played for the Baltimore Ravens. He's a part of the championship winning team, Baltimore. Well, he won one, I believe, with them. He didn't win two because really the Ravens franchise won two Super Bowls, but he was a part of just the last one that they had won when Joe Flacco was their starting quarterback. But Terrell Suggs, like I said, well respected guy in the league, monster of an athlete. Recently had pleaded guilty in a case that I was like, whoa, what? So this reported by NBC Sports, and says here that the former linebacker Terrell Suggs, former Ravens linebacker Terrell Suggs, pleads guilty to disorderly conduct. All right, says here that pleaded guilty to reduced charge during a pretrial hearing in Arizona. The 42-year-old is sentenced scheduled for sentencing in April 1st. His criminal case stems from March 2024 incident where Suggs allegedly threatened to kill a motorist and pulled a gun after backing into the driver's vehicle at a Starbucks drive-thru in Scottsdale, Arizona. I mean, golly. See the stuff that happens at a Starbucks. You see how intense this is? Y'all Starbucks people, man, it's going to y'all head. That's like there's Starbucks drama that when people literally pulled out guns and whatnot, all for a tall frappe macchiato French vanilla milk, skim milk, please, shaken not stirred, all this. Like literally, the anger is the frustration is insane. Says here that police arrested Suggs in April and charged him with a felony disorderly conduct involving a weapon and misdemeanor intimidation. I'll pause right there. Y'all, so I was having a conversation with a good friend of mine recently. Shout out to one of my homies, who Steve, who just announced that I'm not gonna say this because I think it was kind of a secret. I don't want to share it. But anyway, I was talking to one of my best friends. We've been bros since we were 4 years old, about getting some protection for the house, right? So I myself, I'm in, what's the word I'm looking for? I advocate for firearms in the household, right? Anything to help you feel safe, I'm for it. I'm not pro guns to the max where I got to carry outside the house. That's not me. I really don't. I personally don't believe in open carry. It's not that I don't believe it. I just don't see the reason to if you're not in law enforcement. If you're not in law enforcement, I don't really see why folks really got to carry their guns open carry. That's just me, but a whole nother story. Anyway, we were talking about guns and we were talking about yeah, man, I think it's about that time I need to get a piece just to protect the household. But for one, I'm like, I need to get to the gun range. I need to find something. I need to practice and this and that and the other. And I got to talking about the gun culture, right? I just told him, I'm like, look, I'm just not so all in with the gun culture. I can literally live on this earth and never own a gun and I'll feel fine. I'll still feel safe. I feel protected. I'm that person where if you remember the movie Friday, the first Friday, John Witherspoon, aka Pops, on that show has said, he told Craig, he told Ice Cube, he's like, here, put these up. He said, put your fist up, put your fist up. You win some, you lose some, but you live to fight another day. And so that's being said is, why does everybody feel like they want to be a wannabe Rambo? Like, why does folk have to, like, where do you feel that you are so scared for your life you have to open carry? Why? Because it makes you look tougher, huh? Because it adds intimidation. Like you just want people to know, oh, I'm not gonna F around with this person because they got a gun. I'm just gonna back it up. I'm just gonna back up. No. Like I don't understand. So I go back to this story. Not everybody should have a gun because obviously this guy who has played over 15 years, I believe, about 15 years in the NFL, one of the most toughest sports, contact, head injuries, you name it, everything comes out of the sport. He has an argument with a random person and takes out a gun to add intimidation. Come on, man. 42 years old. Come on, dude. I can see you scrapping, fighting, all that stuff. Okay. But you gonna show a gun, be like, what's up? What's up? I got this. Okay, so now you gonna kill somebody for it? Like, it's insane. But not everybody should have access to a gun. And see, for me, his reason to have it is the wrong reason. If that's why you got a gun, to me, you should not be a gun owner. If you're gonna continue to have these petty fights and arguments outside of your home at a Starbucks and add intimidation, you're already a big guy. Okay, but you're gonna even bring a gun. This is, come on, it kills me for that. It says here he pleaded not guilty and insisted the other driver was the instigator. Probably was. He probably was mouthing off to him. Again, it doesn't mean you need to bring out a freaking gun. Says here he pleaded guilty to the charges of disorderly conduct with a weapon that was reduced to an undesigned offense, meaning he can ask the court to treat it as a misdemeanor. Now, representatives of Suggs told the newspaper that the retired player is relieved that he can now put this unfortunate incident behind him. Now, Suggs was one of 15 finalists recently in the Pro Football Hall of Fame class of 2025, but did not earn the enshrinement this year. He played 16 seasons. You hear me, guys? 16 years for the Ravens. Damn, 16 years for the Ravens, 16 seasons for the Ravens, finishing his career in 2019 with the Cardinals and the Chiefs. Did Suggs get a ring with the Chiefs? Hold up. Suggs, he has a career of 139 sacks, 202 tackles for a loss, and 200 quarterback hits in his career. Let me tell you something. Suggs was the truth. Suggs was the truth. But yeah, y'all, I just wanted to keep you in the loop with this and following up because we haven't heard from Suggs in a minute. But as you see, hey, not looking too good for you, boss. So please do better. Please do better. All right, my friends. Look, let's go ahead and we're gonna take another commercial break. Don't go anywhere. We'll have a lot more in store for you here on the Arrington Gavin Show. We'll see you. We'll be right back after this commercial break. Don't go anywhere. All right, family. Welcome back to the Arrington Gavin Show. I'm your guy, your host, Arrington Gavin. Next up, let's see here. What do I want to share with you all? I think I want to share this story. Yeah, let's go ahead and do this one. So, let me see here. Mr. Donald J. Trump, he had recently pardoned 1,500, a little over 1,500 folks who participated in the January 6th riot, right? And obviously it was insane, but it's very on brand for this current president. Pardon true criminals, people that actually broke the law, giving them a pat on the back because hey, they did it all in the name of Donald J. Trump. But recently, one of those individuals who were pardoned, the former Proud Boys leader, Enrique Torrio, was, guess what? Arrested again. And guess where? At the Capitol. Like, what in the world, y'all? What in the world? When will people ever just, I don't know, man. I don't know. Let me go ahead and bring you up this. We're going to share a little sound clip of him getting detained by officers over in the Capitol. But let me, for one who was watching the show, let me give you a visual of who this individual is. He was one of the folks who participated in the January 6th riot, and it's just, I don't know what's happening here, but here's just a few sound clips that you can hear while he's getting detained from officers. Let me go ahead and play that for you guys.
I absolutely would like to press charges. I absolutely want to press charges. Can I have it all on camera? Getting arrested again. You can't just people. You can't touch people.
It's not a pardon, it's superior court.
You don't get to just put your hands on people. You don't get to come here and do whatever the fuck you want. You just assaulted me, and now you're getting arrested. Good fucking.
So my apologies for that. As you heard a couple of words that was back there. Apparently, so I really won't share too much of this soundbite, but he's currently getting arrested, y'all. It's a video of him getting arrested from Capitol Police and police officers in the DC area. And as you hear a lady in the background saying that you just can't put your hands on anybody. So then you can kind of put two and two together. It says here that let me go ahead and minimize this for you guys. It says here that the former chairman of the Proud Boys, who yes was recently pardoned by current President Donald Trump, was arrested at the U.S. Capitol. Now, according to U.S. Capitol Police, he allegedly struck a woman's phone and arm when she allegedly put a phone near his face after a press conference wrapped up on Capitol grounds. Alrighty, so when you say it like that, it's like, okay, was it really a full assault? No, but hey, the man is a criminal. He was sentenced in September of 2023 for his conviction on conspiracy and given seditious conspiracy and given the longest sentence of all of the convicted January 6 rioters, though he was not at the Capitol on January 6th, but he definitely orchestrated. Says here during his sentencing, prosecutors pointed to a 9-page strategic plan to storm government buildings in Washington on January 6th that was found in his possession after the riot. See what I mean? Orchestrated, had it planned. Okay. As well as a violent rhetoric they say he routinely used in messages with other members of the group about what they would do if Congress moved forward in certifying President Joe Biden's election win. He's noticeably sentenced to the longest term of in prison among all of nearly 1,600 individuals charged in the connection with the attacks. So, okay. So there is no video showing this incident, but hey, he should not have been out of prison, in my opinion. None of those folks that participated in the January 6th should have been pardoned. Now, to say he struck a phone out of the lady's hand because it was in his face, I mean, I would have done the same thing. Don't get in my face with that mess. You invade. This is my space right here. Once you cross over that line, now you're invading my space. But again, for somebody that's on thin ice like he is, he should have known better. But guess what? He probably doesn't, because he just thinks, hey, I can get away with anything at this point. I can do whatever I want. So that's why, I mean, you see him getting arrested. He's not in anywhere like resisting arrest. You can tell he's like, hey, look, I'm about to be out of here in like 20 minutes. So go ahead, arrest me. Go ahead. To him is advocacy. That's in his world. He is an advocate for whatever he fights for and advocates for. He's doing good work. And so many folks believe that, and they're going to continue to support this dude. Moving on. I don't want to spend any more time talking about this guy. Let me go ahead and move it on. We're gonna excuse me. We're gonna stay in the sports realm. I mean, not sports, politics. Let me go ahead and move it on to news that really not shocking news in my opinion, but maybe for some of those out in the Florida scene, you're like, oh wow, I didn't see that coming. Isn't pretty early. So Donald Trump had just announced that he will be endorsing Byron Donalds. Now, Byron Donalds is I would say, one of the diehard Trump supporters, and his ride or die, right? Because Byron Donalds is a congressman out of Florida, African American, young guy in the political scene, because he's like 46, 45 years old, so quite young. But when Trump was getting criticized for some of the most extreme things he would say towards minorities and most offensive moments in his career of offensive stuff. I guess that's how you say it. Byron Donaldson's always stood by his side, by Donald Trump's side. He's considered him. He called him daddy. Daddy's back. I mean, ugh, make me want to throw up. But yeah, he is he has stood by Donald Trump the whole 9 yards. So the whole freaking sneakers, when they promoted that, when Donald Trump said black people love me because look, we can relate now. I've been arrested. You've been arrested. I'm a convicted felon. You are most likely convicted felons. All right. I'm like, I am you. You are me. We're black. We're black together. Yes, yes. It was only but one fool that continued to stood by him, even when that. And of course, they got to ask the nearest black person, hey, what do you got to say about that? What do you got to say about that? And Byron Donaldson is one of those guys. He's just somebody that will never, will never get it through his head. That I don't know. He will never get through his head the fact that the position that he has, it's like, why bend the knee? Why kiss the ring? Why never criticize? Why never own up to when your fearless leader does something wrong, especially towards, look, here's my thing. I don't have an issue with black conservatives or black Republicans. I think we need representation on all sides of the aisle. But when it comes to not advocating for your people, obviously you want to advocate for all those who are in your district that you are that have voted for you, right? But at the end of the day, you have to show support because of representation. You, in your position, sir, the things that you've done, the things that you support alongside with this guy, that will show to those younger folks in the black community, thinking that, okay, that's okay. Maybe the KKK and all those groups, maybe they are good Americans, huh? Maybe they are good Americans. Maybe the exonerated 5, maybe they still, even though they're exonerated, they're still guilty, in my opinion. Yeah, it's just it's so sickening, the whole band of DEI, because they don't believe you should have diversity in the workforce. And again, that doesn't mean just black people. That means all people. But the fact that you have such an issue with that, I mean, it's just, it's sick. Whenever a black person is one of those ones that say, oh, why don't we gotta bring race into the skies? Like that right there, I don't want to talk about it. I don't. Because that's reality, y'all. We live in a melting pot society, meaning that if the variety of cultures and ethnicities help build this country to where it's at, shouldn't they all receive equal opportunity? They should. It's not an issue by saying the first African American or first Black American to do this, the first Asian American to do that. That's not a bad thing. That, yes, that shows growth, but we do have to do better. We have hate groups out here who publicly endorses and praises this sitting president. Guess what? The sitting president doesn't criticize them. He doesn't. He accepts them. Oh yes, thank you, thank you. You know what he does? He pardons them for when they break the law. He pardons them, and then you got freaking guys like Byron Donaldson. Oh, he's right there with them. Why? Because he wasn't the guy that was ever invited to parties or was ever accepted. See, now you got those groups that are accepted. They feel so accepted. They're like, oh, hey, look, I'm going up to Mar-a-Lago, to the senior citizen homes. Okay, eating a bland potato salad or something. I mean, it's so interesting, right? They recently had a Black History celebration, and I'm so going on left field on this one because I haven't even really read more into this story. But they recently had a Black History Month celebration at the White House. Who was there on that invitation list? Kodak Black, Lil Bootsy, Sage Steele, who doesn't even consider herself Black because she's biracial. So I don't know. So she was invited. Oh God, who else was invited? Folks who, again, I don't know. They just Black conservatives trying to make a career out of themselves because you know what? It's so profitable for them to make a name for themselves rather than just speak about policies, right? Again, it's no issue. I have no issue you being a Black conservative, but when you are riding a coattail of a dictator, of somebody who does things thinking that he has all the power, which he really doesn't, but because he wants to replicate the leaders in other countries, he's like, well, why can't I do that? It's just it's a lot. It's a lot, y'all. Um, but yeah, he had folks who I believe does not represent the black community, not in a positive way. I mean, I got nothing against Lil Bootsy. I don't know him. I don't know Kodak Black, but Kodak Black is an interesting character. I will at least say Lil Bootsy has, he's been in the system. He's overcome that. Everybody enjoys him. The Atlanta, Georgia loves him, right? Um, but I just think that when it comes to representation and really respecting the culture, Donald Trump fails at that 110%. So that's why it always baffles me when I see these, when I see black conservative lovey-dovey with him and not at least criticize where criticism is needs to be shared. You know what I mean? Like, I commend my friend who's been a guest on the show a couple of times, Malik Abdul, right? A GOP strategist, right? Voted for Trump, black conservative, but guess what? He is not scared to share his frustrations or to criticize, because that's what you do. There should people, y'all, in the Democratic Party and the Republican Party, y'all should not be scared to criticize whoever's in leadership. If you avoid criticizing the meat, you are a part of the problem. Just want to keep that out there. Okay, so as I mentioned, Donald Trump has publicly endorsed Donald in a potential bid for Florida governor. As you know, Ron DeSantis will be finishing up his term. There's speculation that his wife might take a bid at running. There wasn't really a shocker that Byron Donald was gonna run for governor. Let's see here. It says here that the let's see. It says here that Byron and Donald Trump mentioned this on his Truth Social. Byron Donalds would be truly he would be a truly great, powerful governor for Florida, and should he decide to run, we will have my complete and total endorsement. Run, Byron, run. He puts all in caps on his Truth Social. Uh, says here, earlier, the president shared an internal poll showing Donald leading in a hypothetical competition for Florida governor. In the poll, the House Republican gained 31% support, while Lieutenant Governor Jeanette Nunes earned 4%, and Agricultural Commissioner Wilton Simpson earned 3%. All right. So it says here, Donald has told multiple Sunshine State Republican donors that he plans on entering the race. As governor, Byron would have a big voice and would work closely with me to advise our America First agenda, Trump said in the social media platform. Social media post. He will fight tirelessly to secure our border, stop migrant crime, strengthen our military, protect our vets, restore our economic power, advance America energy dominance, and defend our always under siege Second Amendment. Donald Trump doesn't even freaking carry a gun. What's Second Amendment? What's Second Amendment? Like, it's talking points with the Republican Party in this case. That's all I want to do is support my guns. I want my guns. Protect our military and my guns. I don't need to explain anymore with that, but I think it's quite interesting that you're gonna see, because to my knowledge, I believe, because I don't know too much of Florida's history, but if elected, I think that will make Byron Donaldson the first black governor for the state. I'll don't quote me on that, but I think it will. We have now in some upcoming races this year, at least for the state of Virginia, most likely we have a chance to witness the first female governor, and also maybe first female, first black governor, and Wisdom Sears, who's currently our lieutenant governor under Glenn Youngkin. And Winsome Sears, again, is another one of those black conservatives that, hey, look, I'm cool with her being a black conservative, but I don't agree with her policies. I think her stance on a lot of things is very far right, in my opinion. You got to look at what the Democratic Party is, what the Republican Party is trying to do in this case. In the media standpoint, in the public eye, it's like, oh, look at the growth that the Republican Party is going. We just elected 2 governors of color in states that it's the first ever. You got Byron Donaldson, that probably respected by young conservatives, because they're trying to continue to grow black conservatives within the area. I think they're doing a crappy job when you have folks like an Antonio Brown, like a Mike Tyson, like a I don't know, like a Sage Steele, like a Lil Boosie, Kodak Black, folks who I just believe that, why are they, what representation are they showing? How do they grasp young people? Why? Because they're musicians. What positive impact have they had in society? So it's very interesting. But yeah, just wanted to share the news with you guys that yes, Donald Trump has already publicly endorsed Byron Donalds. We don't know at all who else would be entering into that governor's race in Florida. I kind of teased a prediction here on the show, as well as on social media, that what if former Congressman Matt Gaetz, who basically left Congress, what if he runs for governor out in that state? I mean, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. So you have DeSantis' wife, Byron Donalds, and Matt Gaetz all in that same race. It'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see. But yes, we will see. Let me go ahead and digress from this story and see how are we looking with time. Let me see if I might have a few more minutes to share about this story that I was dying to share with you all. So I consider this part of what we call Black Excellence Report, right? Our Black Excellence Report. So on today's Black Excellence Report, I don't know if y'all heard, but Floyd Money Mayweather, and that, my friend, is truly what he has, is money. All right. Floyd Money Mayweather has recently been on the investment kick, making smart investments. He has been investing in real estate, specifically in the state of New York, in New York City. And recently it was mentioned that he had invested in apartments in Manhattan. So it says here that he purchased 62 apartment buildings in Manhattan for around $402 million. You hear me? $402 million. Here is a clip of him, I believe, sharing why and all that good stuff. So let me go ahead and play this, and we'll talk on the other side.
People into my lifestyle, showing people how I live. Now, I know you guys see me on a regular talking about real estate. Well, lately I purchased 62 apartment buildings in New York City. And what I need you guys to do, slide over and check out the photos. It's not all 62 buildings, it's a few buildings, but guess what? All the buildings belong to me. I don't have no partners. And all the retail down low on my buildings all belong to me. Guess what? You can do the same. It's all about making power moves. I love bringing them into my lifestyle.
So let's go ahead and kind of, it shows a little bit of the it shows how that looks. Let me see if I can play a little bit of that in the background.
And I'm pointing like this because all in New York City right now, we're in Manhattan. That's what we do.
Mm. I'm gonna keep on. Kind of. I'm looking at my time. Let me kind of slideshow for those who are
No
watching.
partners. How about myself?
For those who was watching some of that, he was walking the streets of where the apartment buildings that he owns, and it's not give you too much detail on it, but again, I want to congratulate Floyd Money Mayweather because see, a lot of people don't care for Floyd because he does flaunt out his wealth and money like that. But for one, look, on brand, Floyd Money Mayweather, yes, he's always going to be carrying stacks of cash just than any other. But Floyd continues to succeed with his investments. All right. Purchasing apartment buildings in New York City was a very, very, very smart move. And then he said all the retail downstairs he owns. He has no partners. And you know what? Kudos for him because he is a family man. He has kids. He has grandkids. That is black excellence at its finest. I can't advocate y'all when it comes to making the smart investments. Now, invest in real estate, invest in land, do your research with stocks and like crypto and all that stuff. Because I myself, I've never really been into that, but I continue to learn more to see if it is a smart investment. I just come old. I come from old school when it comes to land and property. Right, my wife and I, we purchased our first home. We're turning that into a rental property. That will be an investment. Right, stop wasting money on material items like the best vehicles, this and the other, and really, really, really be smart on what can be great investments that can extend and provide legacy wealth. You know what I mean? Do your research. Start young and let it grow. Let it grow from there because y'all, we have to stop comparing our futures to what we see in the public eye and in social media and with influencers, with people that just throw cash out just to throw cash out. What you see with as I mentioned, influencers, celebrities, all that other stuff, because guess what? Their money is never promised for them in the future. When it comes to professional athletes, that money's not ever promised for them, right? They can get hurt the next day, and then once that contract is up, that money stops flowing. There's folks in the music world that flaunts out their cash. Look, tomorrow is never promised for anybody, and that's not what you should do when it comes to when it comes to making those like dumb investments. So for that was our first ever Black Excellence Report. Again, we want to shout out Floyd Money Mayweather, the undefeated boxer, world champ. Well, he's retired now, but he's continued to invest in so much and is doing so much great stuff. So again, we want to congratulate him, and hopefully we'll have another Black Excellence Report for you on the next episode. But as always, my friends, thank you. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to tune into the Arrington Gavin Show. As I mentioned before, look, you can follow us on all of our social media platforms under the name The Arrington Gavin Show, Instagram, X, Blue Sky, Substack. Be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube right now. Please give us a thumbs up, hit the like button. Do the same if you follow us on Rumble. Please subscribe. We truly appreciate that. And just keep the momentum going. As I mentioned before, we have some great news coming forth with you, so I can't wait to share that with you all. But just stay afloat, stay up to speed, and just continue to follow up with us, because you don't know when I'm going to mention it. And but I can't wait to mention the good news with you coming forth here on the Arrington Gavin Show. So as always, my friends, take care. God bless. Peace and blessings. Stay safe out there. Be kind to one another. Please don't be controversial. Make smart decisions, smart investments. And I will talk to y'all all later. Peace.